Hello everyone, I'm happy you're here. Hope you enjoy the video. This is my very first video, so I'm going to do just a tiny little intro, then we'll get going. My name's James, and this is the Honda Helix. 2 years ago, I died in a motorcycle accident. I got better, obviously, but I was in a critical unstable coma for 5 days, and I've spent the last 2 years doing surgeries and getting ready, getting back to my usual self, you know. And I finished my final surgery, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago. It was like my 25th. And I'm sorry for panning. It's super crazy hot right now. But you know what? Let's just get going. I can explain all that later. This is southeastern Kentucky. And what I want to show on this channel is the beauty of it and the really startling contrast of the natural beauty to the crushing poverty, the absolute crushing devastation, economic devastation of this area. Church, there's about a church a mile here. I was thinking about putting a counter up in the corner, but it would just, it would, see there's another one down there. It would just be, you know, going off constantly. Assume one church per mile. But see, there's an abandoned house, perfectly nice, next to a gorgeous pasture. And that's kind of how it is around here. In this video, you can expect to see cows. There's normally a bunch of cows in this pasture. That's one of their drinking holes. Cows, horses, goats, chicken, deer, stray dogs, stray cats. It's crazy the difference between haves and have-nots. Like, there's this beautiful house here, right? With just this amazing land, and then there'll be a 100-year-old barn just falling over, you know, right next to it. So that's what I'm going to show you guys, because it's really something. And so back to my origin story here. I've spent the last 6 months riding this majestic beast all over. I didn't have the money or the leg strength, honestly, to get back on a proper bike. So I decided to try a scooter, a maxi scooter, which is what this is called. Oh crap, that string is blowing around. Okay, so anyways, string fixed. So, where was I? Yeah, so I was, you know, I did a lot of rehab. I like I said, I've had like 25 surgeries and, you know, a year and a half of a lot of therapy. So I had lots of physical therapy, and I was just itching to get back on the road, on wheels. I was a truck driver, and my favorite part of being a truck driver was well, I loved everything about it. I loved being a truck driver. It's the best job I ever had. And I got hit. What happened was I got hit on my way home commuting from the end of I got home from a week out on the road, and it's Friday night, and I just got T-boned. So the miracle workers at UK Lexington, they're the reason I still have this leg and this arm, even though there's a lot of metal in both of them, and I'm missing that big toe and my spleen. I'll tell the whole story of that in some other video. I don't want to get into it right now. what I want to show is this beautiful area. You know, this is one of the poorest areas in the entire country. Like per capita, it's just devastating. But then there's just all this incredible land. It's a dichotomy, you know. And I want to show it because for the past six months, you know, ever since I got this thing back in like February, where the Harley bride, give me the wave. Hell yeah, brother. For the past 6 months since I got this thing, which is an actual 86, by the way, with it had 4,000 miles on it, not a scratch, mint, just amazing find. Flat Lake Falls, I'm gonna show on the ride home on the next video. So it's a beautiful house. So you see, like, the condition of that truck, like that's just how it is around here. You know, it's extreme beauty and extreme poverty, like that. This is Greyhawk, Kentucky. That place closed down. That was a little retail thing. This tobacco shop here is the meeting spot. It's the local spot where there's a notary in there, so that's where people, you know, sign titles over, that kind of thing. See, there's just churches every 5 feet. Just abandoned buildings all over. Here's a hoard. It's been like this for 5 years. This red truck here with the flat tires, it's been like that the entire 5 years I've lived here. That truck has been on flats, on the ground. They're unmoved. They just cycle. They use it as like a trash staging area. Veterinary that closed down. But it's so gorgeous around here. It's a beautiful day. Now that I finally got moving. What's up, Myth Mama? Now that I finally got moving, it's nice and cool. Yeah, and the roads around here are so great. Oh my God. This is the busiest, straightest road I'll probably ever show on this channel. This is Route 421. It's kind of a major road here. There's an abandoned mill of some kind. See, like, it's been raining for the past, God, I don't know, 5 days. So I had to get out today to start shooting, because I've been very eager to start this channel, because like I said, I was a truck driver and I loved it, and I loved driving everywhere. I've always loved driving. I love road trips. It's just, the road is kind of my home. It always has been. And ever since I got this thing, I've started just taking, like, no map, no GPS, no trip planning, no looking ahead, no idea where I'm going, but I'll just find state routes and I just go down them, and I just check it out for like 40 miles, and they're all, every one of them has been like incredibly beautiful. So that's what I'm going to show. Like, this is the busiest road I'll probably ever show on this channel. Like, I've been down this one, 3445. It's gorgeous. It's amazing. And you see, this is the Daniel Boone Forest, the Daniel Boone National Forest, and it's all really dense forest, surrounded by, or ringing. There's deer. See that? See that? Ringing, or bordering rolling farmland. See that house there has had that tree over it for 5 years. I don't understand it. Somebody has to own that land. Like, even if you're not gonna, you know, fix the house and sell it or live in it or whatever, you know, time and gravity and entropy are undefeated. Like that, it's eventually just going to collapse in on itself. But that's just how it is around here. No one has money to do anything. Like once coal left, nothing filled the gap, and this area has just been completely just destroyed. It hasn't recovered for 40 years, however long it's been. I haven't gone down that road. I want to check it out. So that's what it's gonna be. I just ride around and I go down state routes with no plan, and I just see what I see, and I'm gonna take y'all along for the ride. That hoard, that's just one of like many. I'm gonna show another one here in about, look at this. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to show this other one in about 10 miles. That is a super hoard. It's insane. It's multi-structure. And I'm not trying to like call any. I've never seen a person walking around it. I have no idea who lives there. I just it's just like right on the road like this, and I briefly thought about becoming a PI when I was kind of figuring out what I was going to do, and apparently in Kentucky, it varies state by state, but apparently in Kentucky, is if anything in plain view that you don't have to like use an enhanced technology to look into is fair game. Like if it's just out on the street in public view, you can record it. You don't need a consent or anything like that. This cinder block building here has been like this the entire 5 years I've lived here. Did it used to be a building and has fallen out, or did someone like halfway? Look at this, like this is Appalachia, and then we got PRTC, People's Rural Telephone. It's the greatest thing. It's so funny. Every building in this county has gigabit fiber. There was an article, like the New Yorker or something wrote an article years ago. It's called like the one stoplight town in America, with the one stoplight town with the fastest internet in America. Some resident, I love this road so much. I'm a little ADD if you can't tell. I'm sorry, but like this is just so gorgeous. People go to the Tail of the Dragon. It's all the roads in Appalachia are like this. But some guy, he got irritated with, excuse me, he got irritated with the local utility company. He couldn't get like decent internet at his house or something like that. So he said, I'll do it myself. And he just made this telecom company called PRTC. And he wired every structure in the county with fiber internet. My chicken coop has a fiber internet connection. My garage has a fiber internet connection. This is McKee. And so they're kind of they're a big deal around here at PRTC. They have like half the buildings we'll go by here are theirs. They have like so many structures. They employ a lot of people. There's kind of a trailer park, kind of. A lot of graveyards, a lot of churches. Here's PRTC. This is where you go to pay your bills. This whole area, if you notice, we came down that windy road, right? And now we're down in this flat. You see this whole area floods. Like 2 years ago, this all flooded really bad. See all the all the canyons and stuff, little gullies. Yeah, this whole area can flood pretty bad. Even the Family Dollar had to close up. Yeah, so it's a nice little impression. But you look around at the actual natural state of it, and it's just astounding. this area clicked with me so hard because I grew up in Pennsylvania in coal country also, and it's the exact same kind of biome. It's all valleys. Why are you driving a smart car? What's wrong with you? Drive through liquor stores. But the people around here are just insanely resilient. They grew up, like it's been said, people of Appalachia didn't even know the Great Depression happened. Someone came and told them, they're like, like, what? This is how we've been living. What are you talking about? And they're extremely proud, resourceful, kind people here. I love the people of this area. They're standoffish until you get to know them. You know, there's a nice route down there. We'll go on another video. Look at this. They're standoffish until you get to know them, you know, kind of like, who are you? Where are you from? But once you get to know them, they're they'll shirt off your back kind of people, like really kind. And I love that. It's just I really like Appalachia. You know, it's like you'll see pictures of people down in you'll see people down in Mexico or Brazil, it's a shanty town, you know, and every kid in the picture has the biggest smile you've ever seen. That's a beautiful road. We're gonna take another video. Has the biggest smile you've ever seen. You know, it's like the poorest people can be the happiest sometimes because they're just like so grateful for anything. Whereas people who have everything are generally pretty miserable. That kind of holds true. You know, around here, most people, you know, unless they've kind of fallen into decay spiritually, that happens. There is a lot of meth, a lot of stuff like that, but almost no crime. There's abuse problems and you know, substance problems, but there's virtually no crime around here. You leave all your doors unlocked. I could leave my car in my driveway running with the door open, and it would run out of gas before someone stole it. You know, no one steals around here. Maybe it's because everyone's strapped. I don't know. I just know there's virtually no crime, despite the poverty and the substance problems. So why is that? I don't know. I don't know. It just is. It's how it is. I've taken this road so many times. That's why I chose it for my first video here, because I know it so well. And I can just kind of click off and just yap. Look at that. Scrap. A lot of people scrap. I think it's a very honorable way of living, honestly, being a scrapper. You know, you're it's a sweat of your own brow kind of stuff, and you're going out and you're just like cleaning up. You're cleaning up, you know, old refrigerators and stuff. And you're just picking them up and you're taking them and breaking them down into core components for your daily bread. And I don't know why. It just seems extremely very pure and honorable way to live. I know that's not the way probably they see it. Most people scrapping are usually junkies, but ideologically, to me, it seems that like that. So I'll never be able to do a live stream around here because it's all hills and valleys. So there's like extremely spotty cell connection, which is too bad. I would like to be able to stream. See, there's barns like this all over the place. That's in relatively good condition compared to a lot I've seen, because they're basically underwater. Oh, the Airstream moved. There was an Airstream parked here for, see the hookup? There was an Airstream parked there for like 2 years. That's cool. I guess they went out on a little summer trip. Oh, sorry. I didn't know if people were behind me. Like I said, excuse me, just messing around here at 35. Yeah, because that's what that's the normal speed I'm going to be doing when I'm on the back roads, the actual back roads. And this is, like I said, kind of a major route. Let's look at going. The old Helix here is very highway capable. This thing will go up to 70, no problem. 75, close to 80 on a downhill. It's just Honda, man. Honda perfected transportation in 1986, and everything since then has been a mistake or an imitation. There's another guy behind me. I'll scoot over and let him get by me. Nah, I'll pick up speed. We'll get moving. So we're going to Buc-ee's. We're going to Buc-ee's to get some good stuff. There's a Buc-ee's near here that, outside of the aberration up in Wisconsin or wherever it is the northernmost Buc-ee's in the country, and I love it. I stan Buc-ee's. It's like it's a magical place, dude. It's got it's like almost Disney coded. We're coming up on the but not exploitative. We're coming up on the super hoard here. It's gonna blow your mind. There's, yeah, cars and cars and cars. I was going to let this guy behind me go, so he's taking the initiative. See how it's this hoard is going to, it's crazy, multi-structure. Is it right past here? Cool. All right, we can slow down. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Right. So there's kind of like the family abode, and then structure 1, shed. Structure 2. Look at that. That garage is totally full, obviously. And then nice other house. And then a nice little, you know, greenhouse thing and a beautiful farm. It's with some cows out there. This place is so strange. It's because there's like, I feel that Appalachia, you know, the elements like sliders of I just feel that Appalachia has an extremely strong biological, like, life force. There's just such extreme churn of biomatter out here. Like, it's life and death, and it happens fast and hard and violently. Like, every spring, all the greenery, it just explodes out of the ground because the soil here is so fertile. You can grow anything here. You see how, like, lush this is? And it just carries through into everything. There's all these decrepit old houses literally falling apart where they stand. And next door will be a gorgeous new house. There's just bio churn, life churn. Everything lives hard around here and fast. And it's vibrant and it's, like, infectious. It's just really cool. We just passed, I'm going to show you, the next video is going to be the ride home, because this whole road is, like, the view coming and going is completely different. Stray dogs, there's always stray dogs there. It's crazy. Next to a beautiful house. This is Sand Gap. Look at this. Just destroyed, dilapidated. totally normal. Just random houses, just completely abandoned, and then you got stuff like that. Like it's just nuts. And all the back roads that I'm going to show, because this is barely this. I know to city people, like I lived in cities for 20 years. I'm not a stranger to cities. I know this looks like a sketchy back road to you. This is a highway for out here. It's got 2 lanes. The back roads are even more like exaggerated like this. This area, strangely enough, actually floods. You'll see like high water warning things, even though we're like up on a crest of a hill. For some reason, it's like the top is a depression, I guess. So this area can actually flood. It's very strange. Look at that. In Jackson County here, you can ride side-by-sides and ATVs on the road. If you got a license, as long as you plate it and insure it, they're legal to drive on the road here. It was a county ordinance everyone voted on. So you can just ride. You can have a side-by-side as your main car. The Frosty Ed here had a fire like about 8 months ago. This house is gorgeous. Had a fire about 8 months ago. And everyone kind of pulled together and fundraised to get it back on its feet. And now it's always busy. It's pretty nice because there isn't a lot of that kind of thing here. It's mostly, like you've seen, it's mostly just chains, just Family Dollar, Dollar General, that kind of stuff. So the Frosty, it's a kind of unique little landmark. I will not be going up into any random ass haulers. That's just not going to be a thing. I don't know people around here well enough to do that. Look at this, a decaying, rare Winnebago Class B, Super B thing, just sitting there, rotting away. SMH. Share the road with tractors. Old ass trucks. This truck's been sitting there, what, 70 years? But the ride is nice at least. And down here we're getting into Clover Bottom is the name of this town. Everything's a little village. There's no most of these towns have no fire department or police station. Like McKee, that city we drove through, that's the county seat, and that's the mayor for the whole place and the sheriff for the whole place. So you're very much on your own out here. It's an unrestricted building. There's no zoning or laws against, you know, catching your own rainwater or, you know, anything like that. This place has been abandoned the whole 5 years I lived here. You can build whatever you want on your land. You don't got to get permits, you know. It's maximal freedom. So it's kind of sink or swim, you know. I like that. It's part of the way we moved here. I actually looked at a light pollution map because it was my first house, and I wanted my house to have a really nice night sky. So I looked up a light pollution map, and this is a great spot for it. You'll notice you haven't seen a single street light this whole time. This area gets dark at night. And I know anyone driving through here at night who's not from here, they're gonna, like in their head, they're gonna hear scary banjos and they're like, oh my God, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. And then you see it in daytime and you're like, oh, it's gorgeous. But at nighttime, you only have your headlights. So you'll see all these, half destroyed buildings and whatnot. You get freaked out. That's been abandoned the whole 5 years I've been here. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, Buc-ee's is so great. I'm not going to go inside. I'm not going to walk through Buc-ee's with a helmet on and a camera. And there's plenty of videos. You can watch people do tours of Buc-ee's. But that's where we're going. We're going to get some good stuff. And I love that place, man. Like I said, it's Disney coded to me, and that everyone's extreme. All the employees are extreme. This is a beautiful road. Everyone's extremely nice to you, and it's incredibly clean. The difference is it's not evil, and it's very fairly priced, like very, very reasonably priced. Like things there are cheaper than they are elsewhere. Gas is like 40 cents cheaper there than it is at the local gas stations out here. I can't explain that, but they do it. Oh, look at that. Is that a hydrangea? Oh my God, graffiti. What the hell? There's a quarry. This whole thing here is dug out. It's easier to see on the way back, but yeah, see that? Because this whole area is actually riddled with caves and stuff like that. Like on the left here, there's a guy behind me, so I can't slow down. But on the left is a Clover Bottom quarry. Hopefully the camera got that. If not, I'll get it in the next video. Oh, jeez. Yeah. So there's just caves everywhere. Kentucky has like the most caves in the country. Like Mammoth Cave is here. It's the biggest cave in the world. Literal gravel factory. Literal gravel road. Everyone crying about gravel can shut up. The forest is so dense. I really want to. I've never ridden off-road, but I want to. I didn't grow up on a dirt bike, but I only started motorcycling like 4 years ago, and I'm in my late 40s. But it just bit me. I absolutely got the bug, and I'm gonna ride forever. Like even after almost dying, I still just couldn't wait to get back on the road. And I know might seem strange, but it hits people differently. Like some people try bike riding and they're like, yeah, cool, or they hate it, or they're scared of it, or whatever. Me, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like I caught myself at one point. I was riding through an area you're gonna see here in about 15 minutes. No, 10 minutes. I caught myself riding through this area, and it was just so gorgeous. Slow down during anybody had us. And it was like this. It was a beautiful day. Sun was shining. And I was just going through this farmland, and I caught myself thinking, I could die right now. I could die happy right now. This is it. This is peak. Because riding for me, this is like as happy as I get. This is it's different for everyone, okay? But to me, the purpose of life is to bear witness to creation. Just to experience awe. I think that's what I'm here to do. I just want to see as much as I can, and I want to see it on two wheels because this is just optimal. In a car, you're isolated. Even a convertible, you're separated from the environment. And on a bike, you're out here in the wind, and you're leaning, and you're feeling the road, and you smell everything. You drive by a fast food place, you smell the oil and the fries, and you drive by through a flowery field, you smell the flowers. It's all five senses are completely engaged riding bikes, and that's like my favorite thing. Trash box. That's my favorite thing. That's why I like shooting. It's another thing that it's just all five senses are engaged all the time. So we're at the top here, Freedom Ridge. I don't know what town this is. I used to think it was called Freedom Ridge or Big Hill because we are now at the top of Big Hill. It's his actual name, and down there you'll see a post office. Look at this. There's a post office down there. It's like literally Big Hill, Kentucky. But I think we're at about 2,000 feet here, maybe 2,500. And now we're going to go down about, I don't know, 1,000 feet, something like that. Crossing into Madison County. Look at this, man. The Appalachians aren't actually mountains. Okay, buddy. Isn't this awesome? I love it here, man. These trees have grown up over the past 5 years. You got a couple glimpses there. You used to be able to see like 20 miles out there, but all those trees have grown up and kind of obscured the view, which sucks. But it's their house. But this whole area, but obviously this wall here, in autumn is breathtaking, and I will be going back and doing all my favorite roads, including this road, in autumn, so you can see it. The city I lived in for 20 years was Boston. The leafing here blows it away. This is way better. New England's got nothing on this. No one behind us still. Great. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but this is a big hill. Like, we're still going down. It's been, a couple minutes now. You'll see on the return trip the other perspective. I'm not planning on doing going and coming on every road I do. It's just, excuse me, this road, because I know it so well. I know that the view going back the other way shows all kinds of things that you didn't see going this way, because so many properties kind of like triangle off the road. So when you're going this way, you don't see this side of what's going on. And there's some other property going. I'm just gonna show, like, there's this poor woman. She's been it seems like she's been living out of a tent, and she's just slowly disassembling. There's a horse over there. Slowly disassembling one of these kind of modular homes for years, and it's just, I don't know her story. I don't know any of these people. Yeah, but everyone's got their road. Here's a nice little farmer's market here. Big Hill Flea Market. See, that's really nice. And now we're kind of in Berea land. See, Big Hill post office. Where do you live? Big Hill, Kentucky. What? Big Hill. I live in the Big Hill. Look at that house, man. Jeez. And then you can just buy land and just drop them on, you know, just serially drop modular homes and move your whole family here. That's what a lot of people do. That's what haulers are. Haulers are families that have just bought up an entire little road and they just move their whole family in. It's really nice. Beautiful day. Tater Knob Pottery and Farm, that way. Everything around here is a knob or a branch or a lick. That's just how they name the streets. I don't know why, but it's just how it is. Look at this. Yeah, so I can't, you know, it's like the cost benefit, you know. You can live in one of the prettiest areas of the country, but you're going to be poor as dirt. Everyone kind of gets by doing multiple jobs. Like, most people don't have just one job. Like, everyone has a couple little hustles. Like, they'll do landscaping or tree removal or fence repair in a style, you know, in building, or mechanical stuff, that kind of thing. Everyone has a couple hustles. Like computer repair. Because, yeah, no industry has moved into this place because it's too hilly. It's too hard to, like, build anything. And the population is so spread out. Like, this is as dense as it gets around here. Most of the back roads, it's only like one house a mile kind of thing. Here's a nice twisty section. A lot of the speed signs are kind of deceptive and almost a challenge. Like this one is like, yeah, you can do 45 around this. And then you see it tightens, but then you don't. And then I almost ate it here once. I wasn't really paying attention, and I was like, whoa, and and plenty of places the speed signs are just completely way off, and actually erring on like the too fast. So you really got to be like from around here to have the street knowledge to know where you can and can't really lean into it. And there's no real natural disasters around here either. Like, there's flooding. That's it. You just kind of have to, you know, be aware of where your land is, if it's in a floodplain, that kind of thing. Because there's almost never tornadoes here. That tornado in London last year, that's kind of a freak occurrence. Like, they never happen around here. There's some pretty gnarly thunderstorms, but that's about it. The poverty is the natural disaster. It's economic. Here we're getting close to Richmond, which this actually starts to become like military base sprawl, because we're right near the we're going to drive right by the Bluegrass Army Depot, which is weird. They're mentioning what they store there, but it's a very specific base with one purpose. I'm so sweaty. But you'll start, anyone who's been military, you'll start recognizing like housing. I'm a veteran, and I was in the Army. I was a tanker. I was in Baghdad in 2008. That was fun. That was actually, Jesus. Before I moved here, that was the first experience I'd seen of true poverty. It was amazing, like horrifying, amazing. I was doing gate guard, or not gate guard, escort for some locals to come around and pump out our porta potties and empty the dumpster. And we go around the whole perimeter of the cop. They do all the things they need to do, and then they stop by the dumpsters, like before emptying them and hooking up to them. It was like 4 guys, and they dismount, walk up to the dumpster, and one guy just like vaults right into it. And he's like rooting around. There's bags and boxes just kind of getting thrown around. And then I hear him like exclaim, like, yeah, you know. And he comes out, he just like stands up holding this box. He's like just shaking, like, like so pumped that he found it. And he throws it out and jumps out after it. And they all like dove onto it like vultures, and they start ripping it apart and then reaching in and opening the little things inside and stuffing them into their mouth. And they're just like moaning with, like, I could hear them from 10 feet away. They're just like moaning with pleasure as they like jam these things in their mouth, and like ravenously, like just stuffing them in like as quick as they can. And I realize they were expired ice cream sandwiches in a dumpster in a 120-degree Iraqi summer. Like, if you think you've had it rough, you think you know poverty, man, that was like the highlight of their week. And there were stores there. They're little convenience stores. It's not like they don't have access to food. But I guess they don't have the money to, because they're all like rail skinny. I guess they didn't have any money to buy food. And they were just like so stoked about chocolate and cream and just calories. Yeah, that's third world poverty, but so it can always be worse. Here's the base. I've never been there, out in that battlefield park. Apparently there was a Civil War battle around here, or a skirmish, something like that. Okay, we're holding up traffic. We're getting close to Buc-ee's. Just a few more minutes here. Some of the, I think that's officer housing, if I had to bet. Army Depot. Paladin. So now we're coming into the big city. Richmond is actually a city. Probably a couple 100,000. There's a college. Is it EKU or something like that? Lane's clear, we're good. This is where my accident was. I don't remember exactly which ditch it was, but this is where I almost died. It was in one of these ditches. I was coming back towards us here, and some guy was in the left-hand lane with his blinker on. And I saw him for a good, like, several hundred yards. He was just, and I'm like, he could have gone like 10 times by now. Oh, well, he must be on his phone or something like that. And I just stopped paying attention. And I think it might have been that ditch. Because he said he was going left here, and he just, right at the exact perfect time to destroy my life, he just turned left, just right into me, and I went passing down that road. EMTs had to have like 5 people help him push the gurney up out of the ditch. You are the captain of your ship. Even if someone hits you, it's ultimately your fault. It was my fault. I should have been watching him. Like, it was such odd behavior for him to be sitting in the left-hand lane with his blinker on for that long. I shouldn't have like clocked out. I should have locked in and been ready to swerve. But I didn't. It was the end of the week. Coming home from 5 days on the road, I was tired. I was thinking about my wife's dinner. It's ultimately my fault. I was the one operating the vehicle, you know? And city intersections are super dangerous, you know? The back road, that's why I mostly stay to the back roads now, because it's not me I'm worried about. It's the other cars. You know, they have unintentional blindness. The motorcycles. So like this guy, like you gotta watch. You gotta be ready for that guy, because people they only see what they're used to seeing. Like, you might have experienced this if you ever, like, when you buy a car, right? All of a sudden you notice they're everywhere. The car that you bought, they're everywhere on the road. You didn't really notice them before. Or if you buy an RV and then you go on the highway, you're like, oh my God, it's like nothing but RVs out here. But you didn't really notice them until you bought the RV. It's the same with motorcycles. Once you get into motorcycling, you see them all over the place and you're very aware of them and conscious of them. If you've never ridden a motorcycle, you might pull up to a thing to go right and you look left quickly and you don't see car, you don't see 2 headlights, so you just turn back and hit the gas. But there is a motorcycle coming. That's how it goes. And it's your ride. You got to ride your ride. You have to ride like you're invisible. And, you know, graveyards are full of people who had the right of way. You know, it don't matter, like, if it's my turn to go, I'm going to go. No, the physics does not care. And 4,000 pounds of metal smacking into you at 50 miles an hour, it hurts, trust me. Like, it's not a fun time. So, please, try to stay locked in. I found, I saw this random tweet, this guy talking about how hearing birds is like triggers something in our subconscious that we know there are no predators around. Lower for this guy. When we hear birds, we know there's no predators around. That's way deep down in our brainstem, like way hard-coded stuff. So you can relax, because you don't want to be tense. There it is. So I actually started listening to, like, in my helmet, in my sound system, I started just like playing like a 10-hour loop of bird song while I was out riding, and it immediately noticeable change. I was just like calmly locked in. It was perfect. I highly recommend, if you're stressed out, like if you're coming back from a crash like I did, and you're kind of nervous and sketched out, put on some bird song, and it'll help you relax. Cannot recommend highly enough. There it is. It's Promised Land. Want some corn? Friggin' Buc-ee's, man. I love this place. The food is so good. It's not like healthy food, but it's like so good. All right, so I got the green, but I'm not just gonna go. I'm looking and going, like, is this guy gonna kill me? Is that guy gonna kill me? No? Okay. Into the Buc-ee's. If you've never been, I cannot recommend highly enough. Like, next time you take a road trip anywhere, see if they're on your route and stop in, because it's just, it's pure Americana. It's so great. But it is very, very busy. Even though it does have, 100 fuel islands. Yeah, I'm gonna go over this way. We're going all the way down. The good stuff. That's what we're here for. See, like, it's it's beautiful excess. And they're not wasted. You see how like damn near every fuel island is full? It's not like people aren't using them. This is such a oasis for travelers. Don't lock out, or don't zone out though, because any one of these cars could just pull out on you. There's a high danger situation. Parking lots are where most accidents happen. Just head on a swivel, and there it is. Ethanol free, baby. That's what we're here for. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like a non-yapping version of this video. I feel like people would be into that. Like, come on. Like a, I don't know, lo-fi, or like classical, or synthwave, or something like that. Like, what kind of music would you, because I could upload both. I could upload, the full yap version, and a version that's just got music. Let me know. What a beast. What an absolute unit.